top 10 ways to survive hyperinflation. And I think this is very important because I think we're on the cusp of hyperinflation probably in the next 6 to 9 months. Number one, I would go for your biggest expenses monthly, which is usually your housing costs. Look at if there's a way to reduce how much you're spending on your housing. I've actually eliminated my entire housing cost by moving in with relatives. There's ways you can chip in when you live with friends or family that aren't necessarily financial. You can offer to fix up the house. You can offer to work on the yard. There's other ways you can contribute to another family if you decide to share a residence. Food. Food is a big expenditure, and one of the best ways you can reduce that expenditure is by limiting how much you eat out. Many people spend $500 to $1,000 just eating out. There's a way you can reduce that by just limiting how often you go out to eat. Also look at, there's a lot of programs in your local area that help people, especially people on low income, with food. There's a lot of resources and you have to do your research, but there are many ways to supplement your food expenses. Transportation is another big cost with the insurance that goes along with it. Take a look at reducing the amount of cars that you own. If you own 3, go to 2. If you go to 2, see if you can go to 1. And try to enjoy things that are closer to home, within walking distance, within biking distance. But if you cut your car down from 2 to 1, that already will be a huge savings on overall. Look at your debt. Is there a way to refinance your debt to make lower monthly payments? Basically, with hyperinflation, what you want is debt with a low interest rate dragged out as long as possible. So take a look at your finances. Are they set up that way? Stop buying things brand new. There are many ways to buy everything in your house secondhand at deep discounts. We're talking 80 to 90% of what you'd buy it at a store. And the way you get those are looking on Craigslist, going to eBay, and going to yard sales and garage sales. Look at buying things wholesale. Stop buying things retail, stop spending that extra income, and use the money that you save from all these expenditures and put it into hard assets that will keep their appreciation when hyperinflation comes. It could be a matter of life or death. Second, this may not apply so much to hyperinflation, but look at increasing your income opportunities. Look at new sources of income. Start opening your mind and looking for opportunities. Of course, I can't tell you what you can do to make more income, but take a look in your local community and start asking questions. Start opening your mind. Start looking at ways to earn additional income. It could be a second job. It could be collecting cans, bottles. It could be, selling things at your local swap meet. Look at ways that you can earn additional income so you can take that income and bank it into something solid like silver or gold. Number 3, transfer your dollars, your cash, into hard assets. Look at gold. Look at silver. Check out your local coin shop. Start developing relationships with people that buy and sell gold, that buy and sell silver. Take a look at some of the online sites that sell it. Also look at highly tradable necessities. Cigarettes are going to be in demand, but people are stocking canned goods. They're stocking cigarettes. They're stocking alcohol. Remember, the more liquidity that your item has, meaning let's say you're holding gold, that's very liquid. You can go to a coin shop and sell it very quickly. The higher multiple value that will have. So you're going to see, as you own real items, the items that are more liquid are going to be items that also have a higher multiple of value associated with them. So, in the past we've looked at large inventories as a weak sign of business. It's going to be turned on its head. Right now, as a family, you need to start inventorying large amounts of items that you need on a daily basis. When you go to Walmart, when you go to Target, when you go to the grocery store, instead of buying your normal amount, take how much money you've been saving by cutting your expenditures and now double up or triple up what you normally buy, and then get in the garage, put some pallets up, put some shelving up, and start filling your entire garage with items that you're going to need for the inflationary depression. You're either going to be able to use these items, or you're going to be able to barter them for items that you do need. Next, and this is pretty key, especially for people in rural areas and semi-rural areas, look at sustainable ways to live. Start planting a garden. Start learning the basics of growing your own food. Look at places you're going to have to get food when there is food not available. Also look at where are you going to go get water when the water's turned off or we have disruptions in water service. You know, we all need food, water, and air to survive. Look at where you're going to get those basic survival needs if we have disruptions. You know, take up fishing. A lot of people are taking up fishing as something cheap and relaxing to do during this depressionary period, and also has a side benefit that you're also going to be able to save money on food. Also, take a look at hunting. I don't hunt myself, but that would be a great way to store up meat for your family. Number 5 is mental preparation. And Fairfowl, gentleman from Argentina, talked about this. He said 80% of surviving a economic collapse is a good mental output. So, you know, we tend to be kind of gloom and doomers here, but look at the positive side of this. Focus on being resilient. Practice now before you have to. Practice living in an economic collapse environment before it actually happens to you. Budget for the good times and morale boosting activities. Not that many people talk about this, but take a certain portion of your money and save it for times that you want to go out with your family and go have a good time. Number 6, look at increasing your security. There are many ways that you can increase your security. I won't go into all of those right now, but you definitely need to have some protection, some way to arm yourself. There's many ways to increase the security around your home. And if things are really that bad where you live, consider moving. Consider moving to an area or location you think might be a little bit more safe. And on that note, number 7, what are your backdoor escapes if things get very bad in your local area? What are you looking for as far as getting out at the last minute? Do you have an escape plan if you and your family all of a sudden have to be on foot and have to go somewhere on foot? Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go if you have to go somewhere in your car? Do you have at least an idea of a place that you're going to go if you have to escape a major crisis in your local area? Are you prepared to leave the country if you have to, or leave your state, through a car or getting on an airplane? Do you have all your passports in order? Not for those people not thinking about leaving the country totally forever, but maybe there might be a time you might need to escape for 6 months to a year. Do you have that ability? Have you saved up for that? The more options that you're going to have, the more peace of mind you're going to have. Number 8, don't loan money to anyone. And on the reverse side of that, borrow as much as possible at a fixed rate. Now this is for people that are really going to be aggressive about it. But if we start to see hyperinflation, anybody that is loaning money out at a fixed rate of interest is going to be killed. This happened in other countries that went through hyperinflation, but have access to foreigners with hard currency. So if you have any ties at all to Asia, start developing them, start realizing they will benefit you in the future as our country goes through hyperinflation. Finally, number 10, this is for people of means that have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank and may not have access to buy all their silver, all their gold at once. Get your money out of the dollar and at least get into gold or silver ETFs. Look at gold, silver mining companies. Look at stocks that are tied to gold or silver in some way. This is much better than having it in treasuries and having it in cash in the bank. Because what's going to happen is if you leave it in cash or treasuries, you're going to be wiped out.